Kyler Murray is here. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's here with Call of Duty. What's going on, man?
What's good? How are you? Appreciate you for
Uh,
having me.
yeah, I'm excited for you to be here. Let's start at the top because a lot of times when we do these partnership interviews, it's sometimes like, oh, well, we'll just throw it at the end or whatever. But like with Call of Duty, the partnership here is part of the story, and you alluded to that last week. Let's start at the top. How did you get started in gaming?
Um, Honestly, man, I grew up. Well, I had an older brother. Obviously, I mean, I still have an older brother, but like, he played the game. I'm really competitive. I grew up in a sports family.
Yeah.
My uncle played the game. My pops played the game, and I think it was the Atari back then, like Sega Genesis and all that,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. So, just growing up in the family, being super competitive and just like playing Madden, playing, NBA games, MLB games, whatever it was, any way that we could compete. That was what we were doing. So that's kind of how I got into it.
And then what about Call of Duty specifically?
Oh man, I remember for me, man, my first ever Call of Duty was, obviously my brother, he got me into it, but the Xbox 360 came out and Call of Duty was one of the first games that launched with the console. So just being able to, I've been playing Call of Duty my whole life, damn near. My uncle, or not my uncle, but my grandpa, my mom's dad,
Yeah.
served 30 years in the Army and the Navy. So I was
Wow.
really, really passionate about what he did, wanting to be involved and wanting to understand what he did more, and Call of Duty being that, kind of pushed me to get into it.
You mentioned when the partnership came about, like the trolls and stuff. Did that stuff bother you even a couple years ago when it started to come out? Like, how did you view that when it started to become a part of the narrative, Kyler?
Did it bother me? No, I don't know. Again, I say I don't know who made me the face of it,
Right.
because there's a lot of, we all play the game, not just me.
Right.
I know tons of guys that it's not necessarily a stress reliever, but it allows us to kind of escape the, every day we're grinding, every day that, we're putting in work in the film room, every day, it's kind of a way to,
Yeah.
you're bonding with your boys, you're bonding with the guys that you grew up with. Because I mean, sports takes you away from a lot of those people that
Yeah.
you've known your whole life. So it's a way to be competitive and have camaraderie off the field. And I enjoy it. I know a lot of us play the game, but no, again, the trolls, and like I said, the trolls, have allowed me to kind of, if you ask me when I was 7 years old, oh yo, you would be able to partner with Call of Duty. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, every kid's taking that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, of course.
it's a privilege for me.
Do you have any idea why you think you became the face of it? Was it just a couple people made a joke and then it became
I
a runaway?
think I think not only being good at video games, just like contractually, the thing that went on around my contract and the nonsense with that, it just kind of like,
Right.
um, it kind of gave people, I guess, fire to, make me the face of it.
Right. Yeah, no, and it's crazy. As you said, like gaming, it's all well, I'm in a locker room and everybody's just talking about what game they're gonna hop on later and talk about and play.
Yeah,
So it's like it's crazy in the NFL that you became the face of that, but I don't know.
yeah,
That's how it goes sometimes.
no doubt.
Yeah. Let's talk a little about football. Obviously, big win a couple weeks ago against San Francisco. Not the way you wanted it to go against Green Bay. Can you give me a self-scouting report of yourself just through 6 weeks, Kyler?
Yeah, I think statistically, this has probably been my best season, best QBR, like as far as like through 6 games, so far as for playing the position, playing quarterback.
Yeah.
It's the best I've felt. Even better than when we 2021 when we were 7-0 or whatever. Um, I feel, the game's really slowed down, obviously being year two in the offense with Coach Petzing. Um, and I love what we got going. Obviously, I know the results are not
Yeah.
what we want them to be, being 2-4. We've played 6 really good teams. Um, we've got our ass kicked twice, and we've been in one score games, for the most part, on all the other ones,
Yeah.
besides the Rams where we beat them up pretty good. But again, man, I think we all got to look in the mirror and continue to get better, including me, top to bottom. I think obviously, like I said, we're 2-4. We want to we know we're better than that, but again, it's in this league, it's any given Sunday. So I'm confident in us and myself and the guys, and I know we'll prevail.
It's interesting because you came in the league, had immediate success, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're seeing some great rookie play from the
Yeah.
top two picks in this draft. I'm curious, first of all, before we get into those two guys, what the key is to starting a career early hot? Like just understanding how to hit the ground running. And obviously, Caleb didn't do it the first couple weeks, but now
Uh,
he's up to speed. Jayden,
yeah.
same thing. What is the key to being that good that early?
Um, I think, man, for me, I haven't failed a lot in my life. I haven't failed a lot in sports in general. So, honestly, like the period that I think helped me grow the most and get ready for the NFL the most was when I was at Oklahoma, and I
Yeah.
was, learning from Coach Riley and watching Bake do it. I think that was the biggest thing for me. And then going into the league, I felt ready. I felt like I was ready for it. Um, Again, I failed. I failed early, still failing. Everybody,
Yeah.
we're all going to go through it. But I think it's just being confident in you. Having that confidence, having that swag, understanding. Yeah, I am in the NFL, and yeah, I'm wondering if I can continue to do what I've done on every other level. But at the same time, believing in yourself. Like that's the biggest thing for me is having confidence and going out there and thinking. Like, every time I touch the field, I think and I believe that I'm the best player on the field. So that's the mentality.
I have a couple questions about that a little bit later, as far as like maybe you're the best player in the history of Texas football and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah,
But I want to just Jayden real quick. You saw him a couple weeks ago. Obviously, that game is what it was. But what
yeah.
did you see from him that made you think he was special?
He's going to be a great player. He's having a special year so far as a rookie. Statistically, again, one of the best in the league right now as far as how he's playing. Um, but I think the mobility, man, is like when you're
Yeah.
on the sideline versus a guy, um, like that has the dual threat ability that can extend plays. Like it's not a good feeling when a guy can extend plays with his feet.
Yeah.
Um, because like I know I can do that to the other team. They can like he
Yeah.
can do that to us. So it's like um that makes you stay up at night as a defensive coordinator. Obviously, I'm not one, but I understand the threat. Um, it's
Yeah.
tough, and you get into a rhythm and you have a great day like he did against us. It's hard to stop.
Yeah. I'm curious, you mentioned the movement in the pocket, and you're so good at that. And it seems like, I mean, for God's sakes, I see some of your highlights. I'm like, man, you must drive defensive linemen nuts
Yeah,
sometimes with the way you're able to change direction, all that stuff. Obviously, there's some athleticism that's probably, I don't know, a huge percentage of that because
for
you're
sure, for
quick
sure.
and you can move and you can change direction. But just like the awareness, the pocket awareness, how do you develop that kind of situational awareness where you can operate that quickly behind but in the backfield?
Yeah, I think that goes back to, I've been playing the game since I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Obviously watching guys do it, and then having the ability to watch and then go do it yourself. And then, over time, just the reps on reps on reps on reps, like, man, it just becomes natural. And, you let the God given ability take over. And that's, you're just trying to make a play. Like, obviously, when you're watching as a fan, it's like, oh my God, how do you do that? But like when you're in
Yeah.
it, it's just happening, so.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. I mentioned the Texas football thing. So a couple years ago, Josh Weinfist, who covers the Arizona Cardinals for
Yeah.
ESPN, said that you might be the best Texas high school football player of all time. Now, obviously, you think about it, and immediately you would say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" But listen, you put up unbelievable numbers, and you're looking at all the other quarterbacks, and a bunch of people who know Texas high school football really well say you're at least very close to the top. What did you think about that, and what do you think about that debate, and who else is in that debate? Obviously, Matthew Stafford, Drew Brees, a lot of those, and non-quarterbacks, a ton of them obviously have come from the state of Texas. How do you view that debate, Kyler?
Um, I really don't really speak on it too much, but I allow others to speak on it, and usually when it comes to this topic, most people will say my name. So I mean, it's I when I set out to do things that nobody's ever done before, like those are the things that I thrive. Like I want to do. I want to be the first to ever bring the Cardinals to Super Bowl. Like to be the best player ever. Like that's my goal. That's my dream. So I mean, yeah, it's obviously a testament to my teammates and my coaches that I had in my
Yeah.
time in Allen. I was very blessed to be in that position. But I mean, I would agree. I would agree. I don't I don't know anybody that's done what I've done. So there's a lot. I mean, hell, Texas, man, we football is what we do. So we've got tons of players that could be nominated for that award or that that thought. But I like to think I'm up there for sure.
I'm curious. You mentioned that your goal was obviously to be the best player ever, and I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of players in the NFL who that is the goal. I mean, who
yeah,
wouldn't want to step on the field and say, I want to be the best it's ever done it. I want to be in Canton, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious, but not everybody verbalizes it. Not everybody speaks on that kind of confidence. Where does that confidence come from? Where you just say, you know what, I can say this. I know this is my goal when I'll talk about it.
Yeah, I was just that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
Being instilled in me at a young age, as far as if you're not first, you're last. That type of mentality. So, um, that's my goal. Like I know it sounds cliche, but that's really that is what I believe, and I think that my ability. Obviously, this game is the ultimate team sport, and it's tough. It's tough. It's tough as hell when you're used to winning, and I'm in 6 years, and I've only been in the playoffs once. Like that, I don't feel like that's indicative of who I am as a
Right.
player, but that's just what that is what it is, and I got to look in the mirror, and we just got to keep getting better. But my confidence has never wavered. No matter what it is, because I know the work that I put in and I know who I am as a player. So um, I'm gonna continue to, always feel that way.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words: Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the types of benefits only Caesars can offer: hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire. We mentioned how frustrating it is for defensive linemen to chase you around in the backfield. Is there a D lineman who you hate to see where you're just like, oh man, this guy gives me a little more trouble back there than most guys?
I mean, the only one was AD, and to me, he's the
Thank
best.
God he's gone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like he was. I've played. I've played damn near all of them. Like you
Yeah.
name them, I've played them all. And then, but yeah, Aaron, man, Aaron was. Yeah, he's different, man. He's different.
Unlike anybody who's played with him says he's unlike anything they've ever seen. Like Andrew Whitworth was on the show last year, and he said he's the only player he's ever seen who works like an undrafted free agent in training camp every single day of his career. Like year 10, he's grinding like a guy trying to make the team. And I don't think anybody realizes what that standard is.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's nah, yeah. There's nobody like I mean, I didn't get Von Miller in his prime. I
Right.
didn't get but I'm playing against Micah. I'm playing against TJ Watt. I played against Max Crosby. But no, Aaron's different.
Couple quick hitters for you. I was at your combine interview when you were gonna choose. You chose football over baseball, obviously, and at the time, you were getting some questions. I don't know if you remember this about like obviously baseball salaries are much higher
Oh,
than
about the Bryce
quarterback
Harper deal?
salaries. Yeah, and people were like, "Well, you couldn't make that much money in football." And I remember you saying there are football players who are making that much money. I think Jimmy Garoppolo just signed for $30 million right before that. I think, but obviously the salaries have exploded
Yeah.
in quarterbacking, and you are 100% correct. Do you think a lot about the criticism that you got back then, or did you just kind of put it in the review mirror?
No, I mean to me it was whatever. Like I wasn't like I'm a keep everything 100. Like when I talk, I speak the truth. I don't. I'm
Right,
not. I'm not a liar. So um, I don't. I just think people, may have took it the wrong way or may have thought I was being
right.
cocky or arrogant about it, but I wasn't. Like I was just saying. And you look at now, Dak just
You were
signed
right.
what Dak just signed for 60.
Yes, you were 100% right.
Yeah, I just, I think the position that I play is different
Yeah.
than any other position. Obviously, like every other position is continuing to grow and grow and grow. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it was egregious for me to say that.
No, and you were 100% correct. I think in 2019 it's a different era. Quarterback salaries hadn't exploded yet the
Yeah,
way they had. So I see both sides of it, but you were 100% right. And I just wanted to revisit that just to let you know that you were
I
right.
appreciate that.
Because I didn't know at the time. I was like, oh, I don't know, like, baseball salaries. There's no tiny contract in football, but give
Yeah.
it a couple years the way
But
TV ratings go, right?
they're also signing like 10, 15-year deals.
I know,
It's like
I
if we
know,
signed a 10 or 15-year deal, it's going to be 700 million. Like
100%.
the number's going to be bigger. So
Well, also the way the cap is going up in the NFL, the guys are using short deals to their advantage. They're signing
yeah,
3-year deals on purpose because of
for
the way
sure.
quarterback salaries are going. So
For
well,
sure.
we could do a whole episode on that. If you could steal one trait from an NFL quarterback, what would it be?
Trait?
Yeah, just anything any guy has, and
Oh,
put it on.
probably like Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, arm strength. Just like
Oh,
the ability to throw the ball like not 80 yards. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
that
no,
ability.
totally. How far can you throw?
I haven't really tested it. I'm sure I can,
Okay.
yeah, I haven't, I can't give you an accurate number, but
Okay.
no,
All right.
I can get it there for sure. I'm just saying
Yeah.
they
They
have like
have, yes.
the rocket launcher, you know what I mean? Like,
Unbelievable. We do two things for every guest. One is called one rep back. The other is called badasses. We'll start with one rep back. It's you can take any play from your career and redo it in a different way, no matter what it is, any level of football, no matter what the screw up was. Where are you going with this, Kyler?
uh, any level of football.
Any play. Could be at Oklahoma, could be at Pop Warner, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Probably at OU. Uh, Turned the ball over twice in the Red River. My one start in the Red River shootout. We lost by a field goal. Ended up coming
Yep.
back from like down 21, but I would take one of those turnovers back because I think one less turnover, and I think we
Yep.
win the game. And out of every sporting event that I've ever been a part of, that single game is the one that stings the most.
The Baker thing was a little weird over the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get that, but whatever.
Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think called badass is the most badass teammate you've ever had in football? Toughest, nastiest, and the guy you just want in a foxhole. Who are you going with?
Probably probably James Conner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, hell, I mean, he's not only be not I mean, obviously he's battled cancer, but
Yeah,
when you talk about a guy like Aaron Donald who works out like that every day,
yeah.
a guy that I respect on and off the field. I know he loves the game, and I know I always joke and say I'm gonna die in the pocket. You know what I mean? I know he's willing to die on that field with me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's something that I cherish.
Anything else we need to know about Call of Duty and your partnership?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, looking forward to
Yeah.
continuing it. Hopefully, down the line here, I get a skin in the game, get to create that and have my own, have my own little deal in that. So, but other than that, man, I'm blessed that they were, chose me. Obviously, the jokes and stuff have kind of been brewing a conversation between us. We've been talking for a long time, so to be able to, bring it to life has been amazing.
What do you have to say to the trolls now?
I just tell them thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything. I appreciate them all.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kyler.
Appreciate you. You have a good
All
one.
right.